Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel. So as you may have noticed, this is quite a different setup. I have moved, I've started my PhD, I now live in a different place. This is going to change a lot, so please try and be patient with me. But for now, this is what it looks like. Sadly I don't have books behind me anymore, but we'll make do. And I thought I'd do a nice, easy video to start with. And because it's gone incredibly cold today, I thought I'm going to do some fall themed tags. So I'm actually going to do the pumpkin spice latte tag. So this is created by the Book Pusher, and as well as being incredibly appropriately seasonally themed, and me liking pumpkin spice lattes quite a lot, I just thought it was some really nice easy questions. So I don't have a pumpkin spice latte, I do have some bubble tea. I live opposite a bubble tea place now, and it is dangerous because this stuff is delicious. So I've got my bubble tea and we're going to go through the questions. So the first prompt is pumpkin spice latte. What is a book that everyone likes to shit on but you think is delicious? So I have gone for my standard defence here, and I picked The Selection Series by Kiera Cass. So this is a group of 5 books, and I think there are 4 novellas. I've not read the novellas, and there's like 3 in the main series, and then there's 2 as like a sequel series. And these are about a girl who lives in a kind of dystopian world, but it's not too bad. And she enters a contest to potentially end up marrying the prince of this land. And they're just really nice fluffy books. Everyone shits on them because, I mean, the main character's called America Singer because she sings, and her dad liked America when it existed. But you know what you're going to get when you go into with these books. So I feel like it's a little unfair to say they're terrible, because they are designed to be fluff, and what they are designed for I think they fulfill really well. They're not particularly badly written for a romance book, and I really actually like the relationship in it, which I think is the most important aspect. I don't like romance books with problematic relationships. So yeah, that's my answer for this one. The next prompt is fall is my favourite season. What's a cliche you can't get enough of? I'm struggling with this one because I love lots and lots of cliches, so I'm just going to say every horror cliche, but we'll go for like the haunted house setting, because the haunted house is maybe my favourite setup for a horror book, and it's potentially one of the most cliched horror setups there ever is. But I always really enjoy the stories that are set around haunted houses. I will link down below, I've done some videos that are like my favourite tropes, and I should be doing a horror one soon for Halloween, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, we'll go with haunted house for now. The next prompt is sweater weather in the morning and t-shirt in the afternoon. What is a book that you thought was one thing and it turned out to be another? I actually have a whole tag on my blog called Misleading Blurbs, which I will link down below for that tag if you want like a complete list of the books that I think are marketed wrong. But the one that came to mind is This Is How It Ends by Nadol. I read this last year, I think it was, maybe the end of the year before. And this says that it's about a group of teenagers who find some magical binoculars, and when they look through the binoculars they see their future, and it's like a question of whether or not they can change their future or if it's set in stone. This book really honestly reads more like a contemporary. There's very little done with the whole binoculars that see the future concept, and I think that's a shame, and it just wasn't really the book that I wanted, so I found it disappointing for that reason, but I think it fulfills this tag prompt quite well. The next question is, or the next prompt is Spoops. Do you have a spooky book on your TBR? I have many spooky books on my TBR. I think I have over 200 horror books on my Goodreads TBR. My Goodreads is linked down below if you want to add me or check me out on there. You can also watch my October TBR, which I just did, Snakes and Ladders, so I pick it randomly, and that I have 13 horror books to read for October alone, plus everything else that I'm going to read. So yes, I have many spooky books on my TBR. So the next prompt is tarot reading, and it is, what is a book that you think is a 5-star prediction? So I've never done a 5-star prediction video for a reason, because I give 5 stars really rarely, and a lot of what I read is thrillers, and I almost never give a thriller 5 stars. So I'm gonna name 2 books I think will be high star predictions. One is The Toll by Neal Shusterman. I absolutely adored Thunderhead, and if this is as good as Thunderhead, I gave Thunderhead 4.5 stars, but if this is as good, I'll probably give this 5 stars because it's the end of a series. And I really never like the end of series that much. I don't know why that is. But the other one I don't have a picture of, but it is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I love Ruth Ware's books, and The Turn of the Key is meant to be one of her best, and I've seen a lot of people give it 5 stars. So if I love her work anyway, this could potentially be a 5-star. And the final prompt is the Sephora Sage and Crystal set. What is a book that meant well but missed the mark? I don't really like being salty about books, so I picked Frankissstein by Jeanette Winterson. I feel like I am being a bit generous saying this meant well, but I like to think that it did mean well. So I find this book really transphobic, and it has some issues. It's got a trans main character, but the way that it portrays that character I don't think is particularly done well. So I like to think that the author meant well, and they meant to portray trans people in a really positive way and have this progressive metaphor of having, it's got like themes of gender fluidity and stuff in there. But for me it really missed the mark, and I did ask a couple of my trans friends, I described the plot to them and they agreed that it didn't sound like good representation. But yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, those are all of the prompts. I really like this tag. I think it's got some interesting questions, and I liked the way that it was done. I have linked to the original video down below, so do watch that because I really like what the book pusher says. She says this little thing about people judging pumpkin spice lattes because it's associated with like teenage girls, and yeah, it's just really good. Just go watch that video. So, and I'm going to tag some people. I'm going to tag Julia from The Hungry Bookworm, and I'm going to tag Victoria from What Victoria Read. So I hope you both like the sound of this tag. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, it helps me out massively, and I hope to see you next time.